What is up, you guys? It's Madison and I'm dying. Excuse me. It's Halloween month and that means we are gonna be doing some Halloween-y stuff. Yes. So, I've been reading a lot of like horror games, I guess you could say. Not like video games, but like, you know, like them ghosts and shit. So, yeah, we're gonna be reading some games to play either by yourself or with some friends that will summon ghosts. And yeah, let's hop into it. Okay, so I'm not condoning any of you guys to play this, like any of these games. I don't fuck with like spirits. I don't believe in them, but I also like don't believe in messing with that. Like if they are real, I don't want any part of that. So the first one, everyone's heard of this, a Ouija board or spirit board. Ouija, Waluigi. Okay. The Ouija or spirit board is basically a tool for spirit communications. The spirit uses you, your eyes, and your body as a vessel to move the planchette around on top of a board during a seance to spell out words and answer questions. I have a quick little story for you guys on these little boards. I've used one once in my life. I didn't even really use it. So when I lived in Kansas, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I was with my friend Jocelyn. So Jocelyn, if you ever see this, like, hey. Anyway, she came over to my house. My parents were gone. I wasn't a hooligan. Like, they knew she was coming over. We weren't doing anything bad. And she had brought over an Ouija board that she had at her house. We were going to play it, like, you know, like, no biggie. We're like, this is fake. This is BS. So we're just chilling in my living room, setting up, and we're, like, looking at the rules. And it had a lot more detail than I had expected. Like, you have to, like, sit, like, on your knees and put your knees together, and then you put the lap in between, like on top of your legs. So as soon as we had like touched our knees and laid the board down on our legs, it starts pouring rain. And it wasn't even raining before, like when she had got to my house. It wasn't even supposed to be raining that night. It just starts pouring rain, like you can hear it like pounding against like the house. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. She starts freaking out. I'm like, no, it's fine, it's just a coincidence, like it's okay. So or whatever, we put the planchette down, and as soon as our fingers touch it, loudest clap of thunder you've ever heard in your entire life. She throws the board and is like, I am effing done. Madison, touch the board again and I'm leaving. At that point, I'm like, you know what, there's no way like you get 2 coincidences all at once. I'm like, I'm fucking done. Like, no thanks. So spirits, no. Anyway, the next game is called the Triple Mirror Game. To play this game, a person first needs to protect themselves by spiritually cleansing the room and putting a line of salt across all thresholds and windowsills. What kind of supernatural BS is this? Especially, why would you even want to play a game if you have to freaking protect yourself by like cleansing everything? You're just asking for trouble. The person then lights a white candle in the room and sets it on the threshold to attract the spirits in the building. Why? Spirits are apparently mega curious about white candles for some reason, kind of like the way a laser pin used on the wall draws the cats out. You're supposed to arrange 3 mirrors in the room so that you bounce the reflection of the door from one to the other. It is said that if you gaze into the 3rd mirror, you can see the spirits that might be hanging around the home. If there were spirits in my house, I would not want to know that. First of all, they ain't paying rent. Like, I don't want to know that they're freeloading. Second of all, I don't want to know. I'd be leaving that house right then and there. Just like if there's a spider, you move out. The next one is called another mirror one, like all these mirrors. Charlotte's Mirror, also called Charlotte's Web after the popular children's book. Except this is a mirror, this is not a piggy. This game is, wait, Charlotte was the spider. Okay. This game is supposed to be about conjuring a little girl spirit named Charlotte. According to those who have played it, when Charlotte's good, she's very good, but when she's bad, she's terrifying. I feel like all like ghost little kids are terrifying no matter what. 2 players are supposed to summon Charlotte in a dark room with a large mirror. They're supposed to present an offering to Charlotte, such as a girl's toy. If Charlotte deems your offering worthy, she'll answer questions for you until you want to wrap things up. At that point, the two players must dismiss Charlotte in unison. There's a few catches. Of course there are. Why wouldn't there be? The first thing is that if Charlotte doesn't like your offering, she'll be pretty pissed. She'll screw with your head and scare the bejesus out of you. Another thing is that Charlotte really hates fire. I had a hiccup. So don't dare light a candle or have an open flame, or she'll come at you and make you sorry you did. What's she gonna do? Charlotte also hates pedophiles. I feel like that's common amongst everyone. Like, I think everyone hates pedophiles. The midnight game. Promptly at midnight, players follow instructions to summon the Midnight Man. It's not a very complicated ritual, nor does it require any elaborate stuff, but it involves knocking that must occur on the stroke of midnight or it won't work. Once the Midnight Man is summoned, game on. There's nothing else you can do but ride it out until 3:33 a.m. when the Midnight Man will leave. Why 3:33? What's so special about that time particular? Players will each have a candle, lighter, and a canister of salt. You're supposed to keep walking and moving around throughout the house in the dark. No other lights or it won't work. Why are y'all trying to, like, summon all of this, like, nonsense? No, you don't do this to yourself. If you feel a cold spot or if your candle flickers, the Midnight Man is said to be near you. I would piss my pants right then and there. Like, I would hope he wouldn't want to come near me after that. Like, I would legitimately just piss my pants. If your candle goes out, you have 10 seconds to relight or secure yourself in a circle of salt to protect yourself. If you don't get your candle going, you must sit in the salt circle until he leaves. How do you know when he leaves? Like, is it the 3:30 a.m. when he leaves? Or, like, he's just chilling in salt for 3 hours? Like, if you fail at the candle and the salt circle, the Midnight Man wins the game. He will haunt you with hallucinations of your worst fears. Does he haunt me forever? Or, like, just a short amount of time until he's over it? Like, what? I don't like that these are not very detailed. I need to know everything. Chills and cold spots are quite common during this game. Some people hear banging, scratches, and whispers or report things falling. Some have seen full-blown apparitions of the Midnight Man, who is a shadowy figure. I mean, you playing around in the dark with a candle, I'm sure that the shadow, though, could just be yours. Just saying. If you taunt the Midnight Man during the game, you'll suffer from nightmares about your worst fears for a while. He doesn't like being provoked. You gonna summon this man who is, like, pretty much evil incarnate, and you're gonna mock him? You must have some, like, big ass balls, like, made of brass or something. Okay, the next one is called the Thumb Game. This is a game that comes from Japan for a group of 3 or more players. Apparently, if you win this game, you get a wish granted. On the flip side, if you lose, you could become a homicidal ghost trapped on another plane. Great! Well, my battery died because all of my technology hates me. But anyway, let's continue. There's a story behind this game. A 20-year-old woman was murdered and dismembered in a villa. Charming. Police rounded up all of her body parts except for one. They could not find her left thumb. Great. I feel like a thumb that, like, if you were gonna be chopped up and, like, kind of scattered, a finger would probably be pretty hard to find, or like your toe or something. To play the game, the players sit in a circle. Each player grabs the thumb of the person to his right, so you're holding their left thumb. Everyone closes their eyes and must keep them closed for the whole game. Seriously, no peeking. Players imagine the villa very vividly. There is a Japanese chant that transports the group to the villa where they must search for the thumb. If you feel any taps on your shoulder at any time, ignore it. Whatever you do, do not turn around. There is a single candle in the room. If you blow it out, it will transport you back to your own dimension. Now, if you find the thumb, blow out the candle and you win. Your wish is granted. If you don't find the thumb, you can simply go back and you're no worse for wear. However, there's many dangers abound. Of course there are. Why wouldn't there be when you're looking for a ghost woman's thumb? If someone lets go of your thumb, you lose it. You lose your thumb. Imagine your freaking friend letting go and then your thumb's gone. I would not be friends with that person anymore. If you open your eyes, if you turn around when you feel a tap, or if you let the candle go out on its own, you will be killed and your spirit will be bound to the villa where you will tap and kill other players for eternity. Okay. Next, the bathtub game. I already do not like the sound of this one. This one also comes from Japan. Of course it does. The bathtub game is about conjuring the spirit of a young woman who died from falling in the bathtub. Her face hit the rusty old faucet and it took an eye out. Great. You play by stripping naked one night and hopping into a tub full of water with the lights off. Hell no. I don't even go into the bathroom if the lights are out. If the electricity is out and I have to pee, I'ma hold it. I am not peeing in the freaking dark. Like, hell no. You close your eyes and wash your hair, repeating a little chant while you visualize the woman in the bathtub slipping and falling to her death. Kinky. If you do it right, you're supposed to feel movement in the water behind you. Supposedly she's sitting there with her rotting, tattered clothes, her stringy hair, and a gaping, oozing hole where her right eye once was. You will sense her and feel her. Don't open your eyes or she'll kill you right there. You're butt-ass naked in the tub, in the dark, with a dead woman sitting behind you? Who comes up with this shit? No! Keeping your eyes firmly shut, try to climb out of the tub. Don't let her trip you or you're screwed, and make your way out of the bathroom. Don't worry about the water. You're supposed to leave it overnight. Shut the door behind you, go to your room, and go to sleep. I just summoned a freaking dead ghost lady who's gonna try and kill me, and I'm supposed to go to bed? Excuse you, but no thank you. The next day, the one-eyed ghost woman will follow you wherever you go. You will feel her presence and catch glimpses of her if you look over your right shoulder. She will keep getting closer and closer and closer. You should not let her catch you. You must end the game before midnight by yelling, "I cut you loose," in Japanese, while doing a karate chop motion in front of her. If you don't cut her loose, she'll haunt your dreams and follow you for life, eventually catching you. You're telling me you summoned her and she ain't even, like, give you a present or nothing? She ain't even make you breathe underwater? What is the point of summoning her? I don't like this. Like, these are all ridiculous. Alright, this is the last one we're gonna read. Hide and seek alone. I've heard of this one, and let me tell you what. It involves, you guessed it, a freaking bathtub. Hide and seek alone has gotten some pretty dramatic results from people who try it, though it's a bit of an elaborate ritual. In this game, you summon a ghost into a doll at 3 a.m. and then invite the possessed doll for a game of hide and seek. Only when the doll is it doesn't just tag you, it stabs you. The player replaces the stuffing in a stuffed doll with rice and nail clippings. It's supposed to be your nail clippings. And sews it back up and tosses it into a tub of water. I also read that when you sew it back up, it's supposed to be like red thread or something. You then tell the doll that the player is it first, then run off to turn off all the lights in the house, leaving at least one TV on a white noise channel. The player counts to 10, then goes back to the doll and says, "Found you," 3 times, and stabs the doll with something sharp. No wonder the doll wants to freaking stab you. You stabbed it. The player then tells the doll that it's the doll's turn to be it, leaving the sharp implement in the bathroom. Now the player must run and hide. Supposedly a closet with a door that can lock it is ideal. The player is also supposed to prepare a cup of salt water, which you take a big sip of and holds it in his mouth. That's when the freaky stuff begins to happen. Many people report hearing knocks, scratches, footsteps, giggles, and even voices saying, "Where are you?" Some people claim the doll was not in the tub where they left it. A lot of people have caught such things on video as well. Ending the game is a bit elaborate as well. The player sneaks back to the doll, or the murderous doll catches the player. You know, whatever's first. And spits the salt water on the doll, yelling, "I win," 3 times ends it. And only burning the doll will get rid of the spirit. They say not to let the game go on for more than 2 hours because it makes the spirit too strong. I don't know about you, but I don't want to play that in the first place, let alone 2 freaking hours. Like, I don't need no ghost doll running at me like freaking Chucky trying to stab my ass. Who comes up with this? Why would you want to play that? At least one of them, like, you can grant a wish or something, or it leaves you a gift. I don't remember. But a lot of this shit's just trying to get your ass killed or haunted. No, thank you. Anyway, you guys, that's gonna be it for now. I did have fun reading these. Please don't try these at home alone or with anyone, actually, in particular. I don't need any of y'all getting haunted. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I love you all so much. I know there's not a lot of you, but I love you all anyway, and I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween. And yeah, bye guys.